Good afternoon, class, and welcome to your virtual course. My name is Dr. Araipur, and here's the homepage of Canvas. I sent you several emails regarding the course, asking you to explore the course, and I hope you've had a chance to do so. The way I've set up the homepage is very simple. You go to the homepage and you notice numbers. Number one, watch the welcome message. It's a welcome message. It's a minute long or 2 minutes long. It's a clip welcoming you to the course. I am glad to have you here. Then it continues, number 2, number 3, number 4, so on and so forth. So number 2, class philosophy. Let's look at class philosophy, everybody.
Class philosophy. This class is a community and therefore, we all have the same objective, to learn. Online students often feel isolated, but it is vitally important to know you are not in this alone. I would like each of you to approach our online class with a great attitude and a willingness to help one another. Many problems and questions can be resolved by asking a fellow student. I am always here to help you, but I truly believe your experience will be more fruitful if you communicate with your fellow students as well. Let us work together to make this a memorable semester for each and every one of us. Course objectives. The objectives of our pre-calculus course are about exploring the relationship between advanced algebra topics and trigonometry. Pre-calculus is an informative introduction to calculus. Therefore, this course serves as a preparation for calculus. The topics covered include a review of algebra, polynomial, rational, exponential, logarithmic, and trigonometric functions, applications of trigonometry including complex numbers and vectors, systems of equations and inequalities including matrices, sequences and series, and topics from analytic geometry. Instructors' contact information. Email me via Canvas or use the email address maraeipur@lbcc.edu, and I reply from Monday to Friday within 24 hours.
Going back to the home page of Canvas. Number 3, announcements, and you can click on it right here or on the left navigation bar where it reads announcements. Let me view this as a student. There were several emails, as mentioned, /announcements sent to you. Welcome and orientation. Telling you about today's, the first day /orientation. That's the meaning of it. Then there's a recorded one, an old one, and the new one is coming up. Today I will put it here. You can always go back and check it out. And then welcome to your virtual course. There were a couple of emails sent to you reminding you of when the course starts and the fact that you could have started exploring it as of 2 weeks ago. Going back to the home page of Canvas. Number 4, first I have the syllabus, then I have the modules, homework, exams. Before I look at those, I want to remind everybody at the bottom of this home page, what you see here is the office hours. And the Zoom link that you see here is the Zoom link for the office hours. The time is also posted. You can find it in the syllabus as well. Please don't mix it up with our meetings. Meetings, you have to click on Tech Connect Zoom, as it mentions here, Tech Connect Zoom, and attend the class. 2 different things. We don't want to mix them up. Going back to the home page of a Canvas, I can look at the syllabus from here or from the left navigation bar. So we have the syllabus. First, a short message welcoming you to the course. Then we have topics, because syllabi are getting larger and larger. I put them in this format. The information about the course, section number, time, course objective, topics that we cover. Text, it's free and you can find it on this website. I will show you how to grab that from my Open Math also. And digital platform provided by my Open Math, short MOM, which is free. The class calendar, orientation or start, it refers to today. And of course, all class meetings are the same on Monday, Wednesday from 6:30 to 9. All exams are set up so that you take them on Saturdays. I send an email on Monday of that week, giving you the information on the exam as well as the password. It is one attempt for the exam. From the moment you receive the email from me until the day that it expires, you can take it anytime you want. I'm assuming most everybody takes it on Saturday. And notice what I have said here. Start no later than 8 or 9 p.m. because you don't want to wait until the last moment. For the sake of argument, if you start at 11, you have only 59 minutes, okay? There will be no proctorial, okay? I'm assuming we are all adults. We are here to learn. So you take the exam on your own and you follow the instruction and you show work for possible partial credit. We'll discuss that as we get closer and closer to the exam date, the first one. Meetings, important dates, calculator, graphing calculators are required as a helpful learning tool for pre-calculus, but you may not be able to use that on some exams. Okay, take a look at what we have here. We have a lot of free online calculators listed here. Okay, I don't believe students should pay for anything. If you have a calculator, more power to you. If you don't, you can use the online calculators without having to pay for it. I'll discuss that further also later on. Tech support for publisher, meaning my Open Math, for Canvas, for Campus, for distance learning, for Canvas support, all of the above. Math Success Center, or MSC, we have the website here. Tutoring is for free. I highly recommend you look at their website, see if you need help from them. We have it in both campuses, okay, LAC and PCC. There are other helpful websites. And here's the grading policy. It's a point system. We have 4 exams. Each one is 100 points. The homework is 300 points. And remember, most everybody does well with the homework because sky's the limit. You can basically redo it as many times as you want, as long as it's done before the due date. And in the past, most students have received 95% and above, so it shouldn't be any problem. The final is 300 points, although it's comprehensive, but 70% comes from the previous exams. So 1,000 points, that's the total. A is 90%, that means 900 points or more. B is 80%, that means 800 to 899. C is 70% or more, 700 to 799, and so on and so forth. Basically, there is no makeup test because you have a whole week to take the exam. But if something comes up, you can always let me know. Also, you must take all the exams. Your lowest grade before the final may be replaced by the final exam. If the final score is a grade of B, that means 80% or better, homework is at 95% or higher. And this action will result in a higher letter grade. So if I do that and your course grade doesn't change, it defeats the purpose. And if you fail to take any of the exams, you receive a 0 and they won't be replaced. Course late work. Some of the assignments that you may have, you may use it. Late pass, there's a 10% penalty. I suggest you don't do that because on a normal basis, those who use a late pass, they get behind, they can't catch up. The next thing, which is very important, it's called CSULB Study 36, and there's the website. And what it says is that we need 3 times the number of units to do well in a course. This is a 5-unit course, so we need 3 times 5, 15 hours per week to do well. Dropping policy, if students miss the orientation, you are here already. If they do not register with the publisher within 24 hours, if they miss the first assignment slide or assignments, because we have some that are due in a couple of days, miss the first or second exam. So they will be dropped. And then we have more helpful websites and information about the SPS, financial aid, and so forth. Summary steps to success. Study the PowerPoints in each module. Do your homework before the deadline under the module link. Watch the video lectures embedded in the homework. Many homework, they have an embedded video. Study the practice test and their solutions. Post questions in the discussion forum. Send your question via Canvas inbox. Attend the review session, which is scheduled right before each exam, and then take the exam by their due date. Communication and student office hours. As you can see, you can find this on the home page of Canvas. Also, you can find it here. The time and the Zoom link. Don't mix them up with the class out. And again, as I mentioned, also posted on Canvas homepage. It was mentioned before, when you email me, I will answer it within 24 hours from Monday to Friday. There are other websites such as Basic Needs, Justice Scholar Program, and so forth. I have all the information for you here. You may not need them, but please go over the syllabus, make sure that you know where to find important information. One of the things is netiquette, they call it, for online learning. And the guidelines is very simple. You always want to act professional and courteous, regardless. You want to use correct spelling and grammar. When we write, whatever we write, including emails, it has to be proper, everybody. Use a positive tone. And follow the guidelines. Be respectful of others. Know where you are in cyberspace. So I hope it's clear to everybody. And again, everybody knows where to find this. If I go back to the syllabus page, underneath that is the Excel calendar. And you can see it gives us the date for the exams. Also, the first couple of assignments. They are doing a couple of days. The first one, an introduction to MyOpenMath. The other one is algebra review. They are due immediately. I want to go back to the home page of Canvas. So we covered the syllabus. Basically, we have the modules we want to cover. And also on the left side, I want to cover the discussions. We have the student bios. I put mine as an example. If you like to put yours, it's not being graded, okay? But if you like to put yours, that'd be fantastic. So your fellow students get to know you. And if you want to answer a fellow student, if you want to encourage him, okay, that'd be fantastic. Just make sure it's encouraging and use a very positive tone. The next one is frequently asked questions. In the past, when students ask questions, I try to put them up here. And if there are more questions, I'll do the same thing. That is general. Now, bear in mind, if you have a question, please read this. For example, how to use the math editor. Do I need a course ID? The answer is no. Tech support and so forth. How to use, late pass, and so on and so forth. So please consult with this frequently asked question discussion before you ask question. Also, there's a student hangout forum. I'm not going to monitor that. The purpose of that, in case you guys want to get together, help each other. Again, with pure respect, that'd be fantastic. Okay. Going back to the home page of Canvas, we covered everything. And now I want to go to modules. To go to modules, you can click on the modules right here or on the left navigation bar. Either way makes no difference. So first I want to tell you what you find there. At the very top, you find this My Open Math, which I'm going to look at it at the very end. Then recorded lectures, practice test. Then week 1, 2, 3, that is exam 1 module. 4 to 7, exam 2 module. 8 to 10, exam 3 module. And then exam 4 module. And this is part of the final exam. And this last one class is a resource. So first, let me quickly cover the resource for you. This is about TI calculator. Then I go back to the very top and I start with module 1, because when you see how module 1 is taken care of, the rest of them repeat, and then to the very top. So starting with the bottom. It takes us to the information about the TI calculator. It has the commands. Also, it gives you this website and possibility of getting an emulator. I have made this work for in some computers, and in some computers it doesn't work. If it works, you will get this calculator on your computer. Again, there are no promises that it does. I've had a hard time with some of the computers, and in some cases they did work. However, I already gave you a list of online calculators in the syllabus. There are more online calculators here. Each and every one of them is free. You don't have to pay a penny for it. And if you scroll down, you see the commands. So that's a resource for those who need it. Okay. Going back to the modules, again, the very last one was a resource regarding a graphing calculator. Going back to the top, I'm going to look at module 1, exam 1 module. What do we find? First and foremost, we start with the practice test. The reason I do that, because I like you to see what will be covered in the first module. That gives you an idea. And what you need to do is to tackle 1 or 2 questions per day. As you go through your homework, you can do that, and you can easily finish them by the week of the exam and be ready for the exam. Again, do 1 or 2 per day. That's all you have to do, 1 or 2 per day, and you'll be ready for the exam in no time. So that is the practice test. The next one contains the PowerPoints. If you click on the first section, let's say, it brings up the PowerPoint. And if you download and put it in slide mode, you can see this line by line instead of seeing the whole thing. For example, you're looking at example 4, it's giving you the entire solution. But if you put it in slide mode, you see it line by line. So in case you miss anything, you can find the PowerPoints with details and detailed solution here. Going back to the modules. So module 1, first we had the practice test, then we had the PowerPoints, and this one is the key to the practice test. So we have the practice test, we also have the key, everybody. In some instances, maybe a little bit more than a key with a little bit more detailed solution, okay? So again, all you want to be concerned with for now is module 1. You have the practice test, and you do it on a daily basis, 1, maximum 2 questions per day. These are the PowerPoints that will be covering the topics of interest. And this is the key to practice test. And same thing repeats for the next module and the next module. As long as you get familiar with one module, you can do the rest. Now, also, if you go to the very top, I want you to pay attention first to the recorded lectures practice test. At the very top, it says 2024 YouTube. This is going to be set up as we go through the recording. So it's not available yet. But the previous year, you can find that practice test solution that has been recorded with the PowerPoint step by step. This is module 1, chapter 1, module 1, chapter 2, okay, and continues on to module 2, module 3, and so forth. So we have all of them. So again, I want everybody to know that right here, we have all the recordings of those chapter tests. The next one is the instruction on how to take the exam in MOM or MyOpenMath. We don't have to worry about it too much. I will go over that before the exam, but I highly recommend if you get a chance, watch that. I will make sure that there is an announcement regarding that on the day of the exam. And these are some of the lectures, section by section, on my YouTube channel, section by section. So what do we have here under the recorded lectures and practice tests? The new one is coming up. We have the practice test done in the year before, and we have the lectures section by section done previously. So going back to the modules, this one class gives us all the recordings that are available to us. What is this one? Let me put this in student mode. This one, everybody pay attention to this. This is the one that you are going to click on and register with MyOpenMath for mom. You either have a username and password, or you have to create an account. It takes literally a minute. You set up your account and you can do the work that I'm going to go over in a moment. So I'm going to go to the home page. Let's leave the student mode. Go back to the modules. So this very top one will allow you to register with MyOpenMath and do the homework. So how does that work? So after you register, it takes you to Math 50. At the very top, I put this introduction to MyOpenMath. Excuse me. This is just to get you familiar with how MyOpenMath works. As you can see, it's due in a couple of days. And the next one is Algebra Review. The purpose of that is to make sure that you're ready for this course. Then we have the exams. For now, you don't want to worry about that. The reason I put it at top right after those, because in the past, sometimes students would forget where the exams are. So I changed the location, I put it at top. What comes next? Course description. Now take a look at this calendar. So you can find what you need to do on the calendar of MyOpenMath. First and foremost, over here, you can change how many weeks you want it. Okay, I'm going to change it back to 4. Secondly, this shows the first one is due almost immediately. The next one is due a couple of days later. I want you to pay attention to all of this homework due before the first exam. What does it mean? Should I wait until this date to do all my homework? Absolutely not. You have to do your assignments as soon as I finish the lecture. You should do the assignment. Otherwise, if you wait until that day, there is no way for you to finish your homework. So please, why did I put them there? Because in the past, sometimes students work. They said they couldn't, get to it until the weekend. That's why I put all of them due the day before the first exam, the same thing for the second exam, and so forth. Please do them on a daily basis. Now, let me show you what you find here. This is just like the modules you find in Canvas. Module 1, Module 2, Module 3, Module 4, and Module 5. You find the same thing. Of course, the PowerPoint's there, the homework here class. So what is Module 0? As the name indicates, resources. So what do you find here? You find the text, based on this one. This is, let me just close some of these. So the text is this one, and it is based on this text, which is a lot easier to navigate online. It's your choice. And again, it's really a reference text. You may not need it. Then we have the information about late pass, calendar, gradebook, and so forth. Then we have free online calculators, as it was mentioned before. For example, Desmos is the one that we have the video as to how to use it. And so you have everything you need as your free resources, everybody. So module 0, I highly recommend you spend about 5 minutes to see what is there, all of which are free. But your work starts with module 1. In order to be able to handle module 1, I put these 2 at the very top. So I'm going to start with this and show you how it works. So when you click on that, it takes you to the homework. It asks you to just enter the number here. If you click on this box, it opens up a math editor, math palette. So I'm going to just put the number. The next one, I put the number, but round it to the nearest hundreds. That means 7, and next to the 6 goes up. So I'm going to put 13.8. 7 either remains or goes up, because next to the 6, it goes up to 8. Can I divide by 0? The answer is no. It's undefined. They don't have it here. They have DNE does not exist, and that works. Submit the question. The check mark shows that we got full credit for that question. Please understand, the moment you submit the question, it registers your grade for that question as well as the set. Now, number 2, it says write 1/3 in a decimal format, and you may know it's 0.3 bar. You should know that. And I want to answer it wrong, so I'm going to put 0.5, which is the wrong answer. And I'm going to say submit question. I did it on purpose because I want you to see what happens. So, okay, I'm wrong. What do I do next? If I get a similar question, which, by the way, it gives me the same number again, and now 0.3 bar, so I'm going to put a bunch of 3s. Now, if I submit the question, it check marks and it gives me full credit. So the way you get around it, if you make a mistake, get a similar question to do. Now, something comes up, I can't finish it. If I click on done, notice it says the first 2 questions are done and are correct. The rest of them are unattempted. What does it mean? I already got my points for those 2. It's been already registered. And if I don't touch this again after the due date, that would be my grade. But if I resume before the due date, I can finish the rest of it. So for now, I have a 15.4%. That's my score. But I can improve that by resuming. If I exit, I can come back to it anytime. Now, for algebra review, I want to show you something. It's the same thing, okay? It's the same thing, class. What I want to show you is when you want to do the questions, many of the questions, they have a video. So let's say I don't know how to do this question as far as the rounding. So I can watch the video. This one has a video and written example. This one have a written example. This one has a written example. This one has videos. So many of the questions, not all of them, but many of the questions do have help. And that's the idea. So it makes it very easy to do the work. So again, the first one is done so we know how my open math works. The second one works out so we know that we have enough background and prior knowledge of mathematics to continue. Our work starts with module 1 in essence. What do we find under module 1? We find the chapters that are covered. So for example, we click on chapter 1. Notice chapter 1, it gives you the text and so forth. If you click on that, it takes you to chapter 1 of the text. But just look at 1.1. It gives you a bunch of video lessons, everybody. Then you have a video assignment. You watch the video, you answer it, and normally there are just a couple of questions, not a lot. So you have a video assignment that you do first, and then you have the actual assignment. And again, notice the questions have, many of them have question help, such as the first one has a video. Okay, and some of them may not have any help. Let's recap what we just discussed. Here's the home page of Canvas for the course. It started with welcoming you to the course. Then it was the class philosophy and course objective. Number 3, we looked at the announcements. Number 4, we looked at the syllabus. Under the syllabus, we have the actual syllabus and the Excel calendar. And then the modules, pretty much everything is under the modules. First, I want you to be concerned with the module 1, which has the practice test, PowerPoints, and the key to that practice test. At the end, we have a resource regarding a graphing calculator that gives us the commands. And at the very top, this one is the recorded lectures and practice test. And this is where we click on and register with Math 50. When we go back to the home page, I don't want you to mix up the office hours, which is at the bottom of the home page, with the class sessions that you can find it under the Tech Connect Zoom. Also, on the left navigation bar, you see this Math Success Center, everybody. It will take you to Math Success Center. It has all the information you need. Check out all the services the MSc has to offer in the various labs. They have math stat tutoring. They have free calculators. As far as free calculators, I believe is first come, first serve. So make sure if you need one, contact them immediately. Resource library, online etiquette, net tutor, and contact us. So free math stat tutoring is here. The fastest way to get help now, or at least during the business hours, in person, you have to go to their location, and online you can use the Zoom meeting. You can also post your question, and then more information about the statistics, math bootcamp, math for physics, I hope you see that Math Success Center has a lot of resources. Please explore that, see if you need them, and they can be helped. Finally, when you go to My Open Math, first and foremost, you do the mandatory assignment to My Open Math to get familiar with how it works. Then you do the algebra review to see what is your background and your prior knowledge of mathematics. Module 0 has nothing but a bunch of resources. Your actual work starts with Module 1, Chapter 1, 1.1. Sometimes you can watch these videos and you don't have to do anything else, and that's good enough for you to do just about everything that pertains to that section. Video assignments, and then the actual assignment. Well, I wish you best of luck and happy studying, everybody.